Learning the alphabet is a very important lesson for anyone who is interested in learning Arabic or Egyptian Arabic or any of the dialects. Learning the alphabet will get you farther than you will get without them. So knowing the alphabet will help you speed your process, go further than you would go without learning them. If you're really interested in learning Arabic, I really advise you to learn the alphabet. And this class is to help you know how they work and how they sound. So let's get started with the alphabet. Okay, in Arabic, the first letter of the alphabet is this letter, which looks like a standing dash. And this letter is called Alif. Alif. And the Alif is the sound. If you're coming from a Latin language background, you might think that this is a vowel, but this is not only a vowel. This can be a long vowel, but this is a topic for another lesson. But this is for now is Alif. And Alif is the sound of this consonant. This consonant. And this is not a vowel. This sound is not a vowel. It can be an sound followed by an A. So like the sound it can be an sound followed by an E, like my name, Islam. It can be an sound followed by an O, like O, like O. And it can be in the middle also in Arabic, like the word mu'min, mu'min. And you can actually spot it in British English, but you don't consider it a consonant. Like when you say the word wa'ah or oh or British. So actually this sounds exist, but it's just not recognizable as a letter. But in Arabic, it is a letter, and it is Alif, and it is the first letter of the name Ahmad, and it is the first letter of the name Islam, because it's the sound followed by another vowel. The second letter is this one, and it's like a plate with one dot under. And this letter is called B, B. And this is the B sound, B, 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 B. And this is very straightforward. And the third letter is another plate, but with two dots on top. And be careful and be knowledgeable of where the dots are with letters, because in Arabic, many letters look similar to each other, and the only difference between them is where the dots are. So this letter is B, and then this letter is T, T. And this is the normal T sound, a soft T, T, T. This letter is Se, Se. That's an Egyptian dialect and most of the spoken Arabic. But the older Arabic, which is called Fusha, Fusha, which is the Arabic for Quran and for literature, this letter will be called Se, Se. And if you want to know the difference between Fusha and dialects, go to the episode I have made on which Arabic. This episode should be for you as well. So this letter is called Se in Fusha, or traditional Arabic, or Quranic Arabic. So this will be called Se, but most of the spoken Arabic, it will be called Se, Se, like a normal soft S, okay? And the next letter we have here is geem. Geem starts from here, you make a dash, and then you go half a circle like this, and then you put a dot inside. And this letter is called geem in the Egyptian dialect, but in the Levantine dialect is spoken by Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Palestine, and this letter in those dialects is called geem. And also in Fusha and Quranic Arabic, the older Arabic that we spoke about before, it will be also sounded like geem. But in Egyptian Arabic, it will be geem. An example of that is the word Jamil. Jamil means beautiful in Levantine and in Fusha, but in Egyptian Arabic, we would say Gamil, Gamil. And the next letter after this is exactly the same, written exactly the same, but without no dots inside. And this letter is Ha, Ha. This letter might be hard for some people. So imagine that you're cleaning your glass and you're going like, and this sound is the letter Ha, Ha. And Ha, you can find it in a name like Ahmad, Ahmad. So he is not Ahmad, and also Muhammad, Muhammad. So his name is not Muhammad, it's Muhammad. Okay, so Ahmad, Ahmad, Muhammad. So it's like a harsh H, a harsh H. And if we're writing this sound using English letters, which is something we call in Egypt Franco-Arabic, we would use the 7 to replace it, like the English 7, because it kind of looks like an English 7 a little bit, okay? And the next letter we have here is khah, khah. And if you know Spanish, you will be familiar with this letter already. So it's the khah sound, khah, khah. And the next letter we have here is smaller than this usually, and it's less than 90 degrees. And this letter is a soft D, and this letter is called daal, daal. It's like the D in the English word dill, dill. It's a soft D. And moving on, a letter that is written exactly the same as dal, but with a dot on top. And this letter is called zaal, zaal in Egyptian Arabic. Zaal, zaal. This letter is zal in Egyptian Arabic and most of the spoken dialects. But in Fusha or Quranic Arabic or literature Arabic, the older one, it will be zal with your tongue out. So like an English TH. Zal, zal. But in Egyptian and most spoken dialects, it will be zal, zal. The next letter could look confusing for some people with this one and the one before, but it is more loosey and more open, and you can even make it more open than this. And if you imagine there is a line here, this letter is mostly under the line, but this letter would be above the line, okay? And this letter is called re, re, and it's more like a Spanish R than it is like an English R. So it's re, re, like the word ragel, ragel, ragel means man, re, re. And the next letter, you don't have to write it like this. You can write it exactly like this with a point on top. This is just a funky way of writing it. So this is acceptable, but I would recommend that you write it like this and then you put the point on top. And this letter is called zayn, zayn, and this is the Z sound. Some people may ask, what is the difference between zayn and zal in spoken Arabic? I would say in spoken Arabic, there's no difference whatsoever. The difference is in Fusha or Quranic Arabic or Modern Standard Arabic, whichever name you would call it. So this will be zal then, but in spoken Arabic, both of them are the same. And the next letter we have here is seen, seen, and seen is the soft S sound. And the same thing might happen with seen, that people ask, what is the difference between the seen and the seh? And I would say exactly the same thing, that in Fusha, Modern Standard Arabic or Quranic Arabic, this will be seh, and this will be seen, so and s. But in most of the spoken Arabic, they will be exactly the same. What about if you confuse them when you're writing? It is acceptable as someone who's learning Arabic as a second language to confuse them sometimes, but the words are written with the original letter that it came with from the Modern Standard Arabic or the Quranic Arabic. So I would advise that you try to memorize the word with the right letter. But if you don't and you forget and you write it with the wrong letter, people will get what you want to say. So don't overwork yourself for that. Okay. And the next letter we have after this seen is the same, but with three dots on top. And this letter is Sheen, Sheen. And Sheen is the SH sound. Sheen, Sheen. So it's like sh. And the next letter we have here is the first of what I call the angry letters. And I think that those letters attribute to people thinking that Arabic or Arabs, when they speak, they are angry. We're not angry, we're lovely people. But it's those four letters that make our facial expression look a little bit tough and maybe sound also a little bit tough. So those next four letters have soft letters, and those are the harsh versions of those letters. The first one of them is ṣaad. If you make your face in an angry motion and you kind of tighten your cheek, you will say it right. ṣaad, ṣaad. So it's like a harsh S. The soft S here, seen or seh from before, is a soft S, and this is ṣaad. So the other two, the first two, the soft ones, are like the S in the word sell, sell, and this one is more like the S in the word soul, soul. You see, harsh. And the next one is the harsh D, and it's called ḍaad, ḍaad. So again, we have the daal from earlier, and daal is a soft D, and ḍaad is a harsh D. So the first one is like the D in the word dil, and this D is like the D in the word dull. So see the face expression, dull. And the next one is tah. So it's a hard T. The third letter we took is te, and it's a soft T, and this is now tah. So the first one is more like the T sound in the word till, till, and this is more like the T sound in the word tall, tall. And when you write it, you can move this dash and put it a little bit more in the middle. This is more acceptable and also easier to write. So you start like this, you write it like this, and then you put the dash in it. And the next letter we have is zah. After the tah, we have zah, and it's the last of the four angry letters, and it's like a harsh Z. So zayn, zah, zah. And zah is the same, but it has one dot here. And the next letter is a letter that I haven't heard in any other languages. And this is like a three looking in the mirror, and the upper half is smaller than the down half. And this is ayn. Ayn. It's the a sound. This letter comes from the same place where you throw up. Excuse my language. So this is ayn. Ayn. And it's the first letter of the name Ali. Ali, or the phrase عليكم السلام عليكم السلام سلام عليكم عليكم السلام. This is عين. And the next one looks exactly the same but with a dot on top, and this letter is called ghayn. Ghayn. If you know some French, this letter might not be very strange for you because it's like the French gha, merci, but without the tongue and R. It's more in the throat. Gha, ghayn, ghayn. And the next letter we have here, we start from here, we go in a circular motion and then like this, and a dot on top. And this letter is called f, f. And this is the F sound, f, f. And then the next one looks almost the same, just two dots on top. And this letter is a little bit close to a Q. So it's cough, cough. It's like the sound of the C in the word cough, cough. And then the next letter is more like a K, and it's calf, calf. So it's like this, and then you go like this. And I would recommend that you do a little bit of a dash here also. Calf, calf is the K sound. And then the next one looks like a hook that you're using for fishing, and this is the L sound, and this letter is called lamb, lamb. Okay, it's the L sound. And the next one, we start from here, we draw a circle, and then we go down. But at the beginning and the middle of a word, it will look more like a circle under the line, a circle under the line. And this letter is called meme, meme, which is the M sound, meme, meme. And the next letter we have is a ball. We had a plate at the beginning, three letters B, T, and C. But now we have a more like a ball letter, like it's more like a ball, not like a plate. And it has a dot on top, and this letter is called noon, noon. And this is the N sound, noon. And then we have the next letter, which starts like from here, and then you draw a circle, and then you draw another circle inside, and this is he, he, and this is the normal H. We took earlier ha, ha, which is a heavy H for the name Ahmad, and this is normal he, like ha, ha, okay, like the word haram, haram. So not so much obstruction as you get out the air, and this is the normal H sound. And the next letter we have is we start like this and we go in a circular motion and like this. And it's so fun to draw this letter that we call it wow. Wow. The name of the letter is wow. And it is the W sound. Wow, wow. And the next letter, I call it the ducky, yeah, because if you look at it, it looks like a duck. You start like this and you draw something similar to a duck and then put two dots which resemble legs of this duck under the water. And this letter is called yeah, yeah, and this is the Y sound, yeah, 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 yeah. And those are the Arabic alphabets. And so I will say them one more time. I will say each letter and I will give you a space to repeat it after me. Alif, B, T, S, geem, H, خ, دال, زال, ر, زين, سين, شين, صاد, ضاد, ط, ظ, عين, غين, ف, قاف, كاف, لام, ميم, نون. ه. واو. يه. Yeah, and those were the Arabic alphabets. Learn them, and I will see you next time in another episode of Learn Egyptian Arabic with Islam Badawi. مع السلامة. Bye bye.